the thing I really wanted to go through in the short amount of time that TOOP has given me is why I think right now is the absolute perfect time to be buying investment properties. Because last year was the absolute perfect time to be investing in the share market. If you got in at the beginning of, or just on the beginning of the upswing and through to the end of last year, you would have got about 60 or 70% return. Great return in anyone's language. But that's all going to ease off now. The share market is looking very flat. Mining with the super profits tax is going to just really dampen things off there. What we've got now is a rising interest rate environment, which is scaring off a lot of first home buyers. First home buyers have had their run when Mr. Rudd was handing out lots of extra money to them. And we can see, and that's reflected and beautifully in this first graph, where we've got national weekly rents. Now, bearing in mind these are national figures, not South Australian figures. Nationally, you can see there through most of 2009, rents actually flattened off. And the reason for that is because your normal rental market, which is first home buyers or potential first home buyers, were all going, thank you, Mr. Rudd, I'll take that money. The banks were still, few of the banks were still fairly free with their credit lending, and they were getting people into first home, into their first home. Consequently, there was a lot of stimulus in that lower end of the property market, and that was all bubbling along quite nicely. As you can see there, towards the end of end of last year, that stimulus wiped out. It halved at the end of September, and then it finished at the end of December, and so we start to see a sharp upswing in rents. And what we'll see over the remainder of this year is a really good recovery in rental prices. And we're going to see a drop in prices in that lower range. If not a drop, then certainly a stabilisation of prices. So what that means, combining with vacancy rates as they currently stand, we're going to see some really good activity in that rental market. We're going to see good growth in rents, and we're also going to see a lot of properties come on the market and some great buying opportunities. There were 270,000 people, first home buyers, who took it nationally, who took advantage of the first homeowner boost. 40,000 of those are currently in arrears. Okay? Big numbers. Now, what we're not seeing that coming through the system yet with default rates. So the Reserve Bank is not reporting it, you're not reading it in the media yet, because they're only just starting to go into arrears, which means they've missed 1 month's payment. When they start getting to 60 days, 90 days and beyond, that's when the banks will start moving in and telling them, hey, you've got to sell or you've got to try and make your payments. That's when the opportunities start coming out for investors, because we're going to start seeing more properties coming on the market.